be the one to lead the committee, and the clerk of the House of Representatives also being the clerk to this very important committee. Mr. Speaker, like you all know, it is a matter that we have all taken very seriously. It is a matter that borders on the concern of our people. It's about the legal tender of this great country, Nigeria, what the economy relies to do business, especially the SMEs. Mr. Speaker, it's about the legal tender of virtually every economic system, every economic component of our system works with. Mr. Speaker, the committee agreed to meet yesterday, and in the course of our engagement, we decided to separate the two components of our engagement. On one hand, we invited the officials of Central Bank of Nigeria through the governor. And in this case, we invited the governor, and perhaps the governor may have, under his own discretion, come along with other relevant officials of the government. So the committee invited the governor of Central Bank yesterday, and we decided to take the governor and his officials specifically yesterday, and invited the MDs, which means bank operators of the commercial banks, to come today. So our meeting yesterday, our sitting yesterday, was for us to engage only with the officials of the central bank governors, or the central bank, the governor and his team. And I want to say, under all sense of responsibility, Mr. Speaker, the committee was unfortunately dismayed by the absence, not just absence, flagrant refusal on the part of the central bank to make appearance. The governor was not there, and no other person came from the central bank in place of the governor. So it was like yesterday, the meeting of my committee sat with nobody coming to appear before the honorable committee of this important house. At the end, Mr. Speaker, we were able to speak to the liaison officer of the central bank to the National Assembly, who later apologized and said that they got our letter late. I do not want to put words into anybody's mouth. Whether our letter was actually gotten late or not, we felt as an institution, and dealing with another institution of government, like in the case of Central Bank, that we gave them the benefit of doubt. That, oh yes, the letter might have gotten to them late. And it was on the agreement of all other members of the committee that we now decided that we give them today 1 p.m. to appear before this honorable committee of this great house of the House of Nigerian people. So it is my hope, Mr. Speaker, that the central bank governor will take this advantage we have offered him for the second time to appear before this committee, or decide whatever he may likely decide. But I want to report to the House formally that they didn't show up yesterday, and we decided to give them today to show up by 1 p.m. So it is our expectation and expectation of the committee that the governor will honor this, our second opportunity of invitation. If at the end, perhaps, they decide not to come again, Mr. Speaker, it is now going to be in the court of this honorable house to make use of the instrumentality of the law available to us to enforce compliance. Because, Mr. Speaker, under normal circumstances, an institution like our own is a representation of the Nigerian people. And we are dealing with a matter that is so technical. Not only technical, a matter that is very popular in the minds of our people, when our people are subjected to unnecessary hardship owing to the implementation of a policy that all of us agreed that is unpopular, is untimely, and it has to be reviewed. Mr. Speaker, I want to borrow from the words of the mover of the motion that day, that this House owes Nigerian people a duty, and we owe our economy a duty to ensure that what is done world over in terms of phasing out old notes to inject new notes must be the case in Nigeria, but not a situation whereby somebody would like to force out old notes out of circulation for whatever reasons best known to him. And for those of us, or those of them out there, who are insisting that it is a policy of government and there is no going back about it, Mr. Speaker, we keep on asking that a policy of government is not even a legislation. It's just a policy of government. And whenever you come up with a policy that is not only unpopular, it's impracticable, and it affects the lives and livelihood of our people, then at the end, my brother, I want to believe that this House must take the responsibility of enforcing the right position of the law, and a policy can, at any level of implementation, be reviewed. Mr. Speaker, that is the position of the committee, and we remain guided by any subsequent position of the larger House. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you, Leader of the House. Well, I got news for you. Let us assume that Central Bank could not make it yesterday for whatever reason. Letter got to them late. The clerk immediately dispatched another letter yesterday, re-inviting the CBN and its directors for this meeting you talked about at 1 p.m. In other words, giving them a second chance. The letter, amongst other things, paragraph 3 of the letters from the House of Representatives from the clerk says the ad hoc committee expressed disappointment at your inability to attend the meeting, thereby stalling the scheduled legislative business of the House. It resolved to re-invite you, the heads of operations and Financial System Stability Department, to appear before the ad hoc committee to enable it address this topical national issue. The meeting is rescheduled as follows: Thursday, 26 January 2023, time 1 p.m., and the venue is stated Conference Room 301. The third paragraph says, please note that the committee will frown at deliberate refusal, neglect, or failure to heed this simple invitation, and may resort to all known constitutional legislative process to secure attendance. So that was the letter written by the clerk to the central bank after the failure to attend yesterday's important meeting. The clerk has now informed me that this morning he got a reply or a letter from the central bank, and it reads, invitation to a meeting with the ad hoc committee on the review of cashless policy. We refer to your letter reference such and such, dated 25th January 2023, inviting the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, to appear before the House of Representatives on Thursday, which is today, 26 January 2023. The governor is part of President Muhammad Buhari's delegation to Dakar, Republic of Senegal, for the Feed Africa Summit from the 25th to the 27th January 2023. Accordingly, he has requested that we respectfully convey his inability to honor the invitation of on the scheduled date. The governor regrets this and requests that the chairman and members of the committee be informed accordingly. Please accept once again the governor's highest consideration and very warm regards. That was signed by the Deputy Governor of Corporate Services. Honorable colleagues, in the first place, let me address the letter written by the clerk. He asked that the governor come with two heads, either the governor or the deputy governor come also with the heads of operations and financial systems and so on and so forth. So the letter was written to the governor and a couple of his directors. This letter from the central bank doesn't even talk about those. It just talks about the governor, and therefore nobody is coming. Let me be very clear, for the sake of openness. let me say the governor of the central bank is somebody I know. He's an acquaintance. And in fact, I can say that he is a friend of mine. And I think I need to put that out there. But beyond friendship, I, along with many members of this House, have a constitutional responsibility to discharge for the good of the people who we represent. And it is based on that I will read out my prepared text when I heard all that was going on with this ad hoc committee that was set up to conduct and look into the people's business, something that is biting so hard. And the fact that nobody showed up yesterday, and apparently it appears the governor and his people will not be showing up today. But I will still give them the benefit of the doubt. They have a few more hours, maybe about an hour, to rethink and show up. And I will encourage the committee to go to the committee room and await their arrival. If they don't, then we will take the steps that we need to take. But let me read this. I'm speaking directly to the governor and to the central bank and to the directors of the various banks that you have invited. I believe they are coming at what time? The MDs? 3 p.m. So the CBN is for 1 p.m. and the bank directors, MDs, are for 3 p.m. Now, the House of Representatives, in response to a motion on a matter of urgent public importance, invited the CBN and managing directors of banks in Nigeria to appear before the House of Representatives. They were invited to give reasons for the ongoing failure to adequately disburse the redesigned Naira notes before the expiration of the deadline of 31st January 2023, when the old notes will cease to be legal tender. The House further constituted an ad hoc committee led by the majority leader, Representative Alhassan Adodogwa, for this purpose. None of the managing directors or CBN invited have appeared or provided a sufficient reason for their inability to respond to the summons by the House of Representatives. This is unacceptable. Well, I have since been told that they were not invited for yesterday, the managing directors, they're for today. Okay? Now, this is unacceptable. The resolution of the House was predicated on information showing that the rollout of the redesigned Naira notes has been an unmitigated failure. This failure has real and dire consequences on the ability of Nigerians to conduct business across the country. The refusal by the CBN or managing directors to heed the invitation by the House of Representatives is evidence of a blatant disregard for the well-being of the Nigerian people who are their customers. It is also an insult to the authority and prerogatives of the People's Parliament. Therefore, if by the end of today there is further disregard to the summons of this House, I will, without hesitation and pursuant to the authority conferred by Section 89(1)(d) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Order 1921 of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives, not hesitate to issue a warrant to the Inspector General of the Nigerian Police to compel the attendance of the CBN and or managing directors who fail, refuse, or neglect to respond to the summons by the House of Representatives. Let me repeat, for the avoidance of doubt, I will, pursuant to the authority conferred by Section 89(1)(d) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Order 1921 of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives, not hesitate to issue a warrant to the Inspector General of the Nigerian police force to compel the attendance of the CBN and or managing directors who fail, refuse, or neglect to respond to the summons by the House of Representatives. Furthermore, I want to add this, that the House of Representatives recognizes the Central Bank of Nigeria's authority to determine the country's legal tender and to recall currency with reasonable notice, subject to the approval of the President. The House is also aware that Section 20, subsection 3 of the Central Bank of Nigeria Act mandates the CBN to redeem the face value of the recalled currency upon demand, even after the expiration of the notice of recall, notwithstanding the deadline imposed by the Central Bank of Nigeria. And this House will see to it that this provision of the law is honored in full. Now let me explain that again. The Central Bank Act under Section 20 allows the central bank to change the legal tender. But it also says that after the expiration date, such naira notes changed will no longer be legal tender. But it says that even 5 months after, 3 months after, 2 months after, even in June, any old note presented to the bank shall be redeemed by the bank. That point needs to be made to the central bank and to the public. It has not been made. It is a provision of law. Gentlemen, if you recollect, in 2009 and 2010, the then governor of the central bank, Charles Soludo, introduced polymer notes and wanted to phase out 5, 10, 20, 50 naira notes. There was public outcry because of the time. At the end of the day, it was halted. And what did he do? He did what all known central banks do all over the world. He allowed for those 50 naira notes to continue in existence whilst he introduced his new notes until everything was mopped up by the banks. So they were operating side by side for the good of the people. Recollect, 2009, 2010, this is exactly what happened. And this is all that this House is asking, either an extension or pari passu. So, Section 20, subsection 3 of the Central Bank Act is perhaps what is most important right now. That after the deadline, whilst the old notes will no longer be legal tender. In other words, I cannot go to a supermarket, buy goods in the supermarket, and bring out my old notes. It is no longer legal tender. Now, if the supermarket attendant decides to take it, oh, well and good. But any old note, even the one with the supermarket attendant that is with him, if he decides a month later to take that money to the bank is under statutory obligation to accept it and redeem it at face value. And that is the provision of the law as passed by the National Assembly. So we'll move on to other matters of the day. But let me also say clearly that this matter will be concluded, must be concluded today. Unfortunately, gentlemen, please, it is a sacrifice. The Senate has gone on break yesterday. We're supposed to close the House today so that everybody can go and prepare for elections in 4 weeks. But we may need to make a day or a couple of days sacrifice. Instead of adjourning this House till the February 28th today, just to make sure we resolve this issue, we might need to come back Tuesday morning. Thank you. Yes.
Sorry, sir. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I only feel, sir, at this point in time, even though you have mentioned it clearly, I would like to take this opportunity to further clarify, because the reportage yesterday all over the street was like the bank operators, MDs, also turned down our invitation. But the fact is that our invitation for yesterday was for the central bank alone, whereas today our invitation is for the bank operators, the MDs of the bank operators, for 3 p.m. So most of the reportage carried yesterday was like a wrong reportage, was misreportage, and I hope Nigerians will be guided. It was central bank only yesterday, and we are taking on bank operators today by 3 p.m. Thank you. And it is my opinion also to thank Mr. Speaker and honorable members who have taken and given us the grace to work today and tomorrow and reconvene, and usually on Tuesday, to attend to this very important matter. I believe Nigerians will be glad for this. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader, and thank you for the re-emphasizing that clarification. So that riot act was actually intended for CBN, but I have attached the MDs just in case they decide to toe the line of CBN. We had 2 motions of urgent public importance. I had 2. Tuku, yes, Kabiru and Oga Chinedu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Kabir Ibrahim Tukura, representing the people of Zuru, Fakai, Danko, Sabu, and Sakaba Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to present a matter of urgent public importance with the leave of this House. The matter is on the urgent need to give students of tertiary institutions of learning in Nigeria an opportunity to vote in the general elections. Note that, according to available statistics, there are over 21 million students currently studying in Nigerian universities, while over 2.4 million students are in polytechnics, monotechnics, and colleges of education across the country. Further note that academic calendars of Nigerian universities, while over 2.4 million are in polytechnics, monotechnics, and colleges of education across the country. Further note that academic calendars of various tertiary institutions are structured in a way that most students are disenfranchised, as school calendars do not take into consideration the timelines and dates for general elections. This lack of flexibility makes it difficult for students to participate in the electoral process. Aware that the 3.8 million of the newly registered voters are students, accounting for 40.8% of the total number of newly registered voters, as stated by the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, at the Commission's 2022 third quarterly meeting with political parties in Abuja. Concerned that these students, who constitute 40.8% of the newly registered voters, have their polling units sited in states outside their campuses, thereby necessitating traveling outside their respective institutions to vote in the 2023 general elections. Further concerned that tertiary institutions are not considering academic breaks for students during the general elections, despite having knowledge that most students registered outside their campuses during the continuous voter registration exercise which took place during the prolonged Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU strike. Informed that the INEC has developed permanent voter cards, distributions at the registration areas and wards across the 774 local government offices throughout the Federation. Further informed that distribution of PVCs at the wards has ended and the exercise moved back to the local government area council offices, thereby further limiting the chances of students to collect their PVCs, which is a precondition for voting at the polls. Worried that while students are busy with academic activities, the Independent National Electoral Commission is engaged in distribution of PVCs at the wards across 774 local governments of the Federation, which deprives students of the opportunity to collect their PVCs. Further worried that the tertiary institutions do not consider periods of election in designing academic calendars, as most of them conduct semester examinations when the preparations for the general elections are almost completed or when the polls are ongoing, thereby disenfranchising the students from exercising their civic duties. Cognizant that the INEC has enormous statutory powers to make special arrangements for students to collect their PVCs to vote. Further cognizant that the National Universities Commission, NUC, the National Board for Technical Education, NBTE, the National Commission for Colleges of Education, NCCE, and the Federal Ministry of Education, as the regulators of tertiary education in Nigeria, have statutory powers to direct both public and private tertiary institutions in Nigeria to suspend academic activities pending the conclusion of the general elections. This Honorable House should resolve to 1, urge the National Universities Commission, the National Board for Technical Education, the National Commission for Colleges of Education, and the Federal Ministry of Education to direct all tertiary institutions to suspend academic activities during the period of general elections, and the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to make special arrangements for students to collect their PVCs. 2, mandate the House Committees on Tertiary Education and Electoral Matters to liaise with the agencies to facilitate the process and report back to the House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Ishmael, please second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Tijanika Ishmael. I represent the good people of Ifeludu of our inferior constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Kwara State. I rise to second the motion heavily moved by Honorable Kabir. I so second.
Thank you. Before we put the question, Honorable Kabir, what you are saying is that the university examinations fall on the same time as the elections? And if they have examinations around that time, students will not be able to participate as they should in the elections. So they should shift the examination dates, correct? To allow students participate in the election. Okay, so those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Honorable Chinedu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Honorable Comrade Chinedu Oga Owen, I represent Ipo Ezasa Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Ebonyi State. Mr. Speaker, I brought a motion under the matter of urgent public importance, posted to Order 8, Rule 4. I hereby move for the motion, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the motion I brought is the incidence of the WAEC, the penalty that the WAEC placed on various schools in this country, especially in my constituency, where they place a penalty of 500,000 per each student per a school, and equally the seizure of some resorts, which have led some children to involved into social vices and cultism and into banditry. That is the motion I brought, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Harry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Respected colleagues, Ari Mohammed Abdul Mumin is my name. I represent Nasarawa Toto Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. I'm the Shetima of Nasarawa Makamadogo. I stand to second the motion, heavily moved by a colleague as a second.
Those in favor that this motion is urgent enough, please. So I'm trying to ask the House if it's urgent enough. Those in favor that this motion is urgent enough to take now, please say aye. This is against it, say nay. And the ayes have it. Move your motion.
Come and use the other one. See, this one is working. Come here. Use this one. No. Honorable, come. Use this one. Use this one. Okay, it's working.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Comrade Chinedu ON, represent Ikwo Ezasa Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Ebonyi State. The matter of the public urgent importance I brought before the House, Mr. Speaker, is the subvention where the schools were penalized by WAEC. WAEC constitutes of supervisors, constitutes of monitor, constitutes of examiners, and they constitute examiner where in which they go to the various schools to organize exams. After those exams being organized, there is no any act.
But you didn't move your motion.
I've moved the motion.
No.
They have been seconded.
No, that was.
Huh?
No. You did not move the motion formally. What you moved was to inform the House of your motion and whether it's urgent enough. So you don't have a prepared motion. We by the leave of the chair, you can carry on.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Note that WAEC, West Africa Extension Council of Nigeria, placed 500,000 penalty to schools in Nigeria, especially Ebonyi State in my constituency, and equally seizure of some major results, mathematics and English, which these have deprived a lot of hardship to the people in my constituency. And you know that Ebonyi State is education backward. These have led us into so many problems, Mr. Speaker. And further note, these fees placed on various schools have led the farmers, they could not afford to pay the school fees or equally to pay additional fees placed by them by the schools, in which these have led some of students out of schools and they are involved into crime. Aware that over 58,000 students have deprived their source of livelihood that could not access admission into various schools like College of Education, University, or Polytechnics. Concerned that these have led so many of our students in various schools now, Mr. Speaker, to engage into hawking in so many markets. And my friend is here now who testified that even in his own village, that so many of them today could not even further to attend due to that penalty place. Mr. Speaker, I hereby resolved to urge West Africa Examination Council to stop the penalty of 500,000 they place per each school in Nigeria, especially my constituency, Ebonyi State. That I further urge the Committee on UPEC and the Committee on Finance to investigate and find out the revenue in which WAEC have contributed to the federal government purse. I hereby move.
Larry Edu, you want to second?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues. I remain Representative Olanrewaju Edu. I represent all the people of Abeokuta South Federal Constituency. I hereby move to second the motion ably moved by my colleague Honorable Oga. I so second. Thank you.
Honorable Oga's motion is clear enough. Does anybody want to speak against? You want to speak against? Okay, Abonta.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I remain Uzoma Nkem Abonta. I'm from Abia State, Southeast, the same region with the mover of the motion, Southeast. Mr. Speaker, we've been crying of the low standard of education in Nigeria, particularly at the school start level. Mr. Speaker, WAEC, or West Africa Examination Council, is a regional body. My colleague is talking about we should stop them from penalizing. Penalizing means an offense, a wrongdoing. He's here to tell us what is the penalizing he's asking us to stop.
No, don't speak on the word. What he's trying to say is that the fee is too high. It doesn't mean that they're being penalized. It just means that it's hard on them. That's what he meant. That's what he meant.
No, you said they're penalizing.
Yeah, he used the word penalize, but he used it wrongly. So let's face the substance.
Mr. Speaker, as the Speaker pleases, but I can see you laboring to help him. The key words in the motion is we should forbid WAEC from penalizing. Mr. Speaker, we are here.
Honorable Chinedu, do you want to remove the word penalize? No. No.
I've not finished. He's not finished.
So that wait. So that we don't waste time. Honorable Abonta's argument is in his choice of words. So if you are going to withdraw the choice of words and use another word, so that argument, if you have another argument, then we can hear. Yes.
Speaker, this is a different from the WAEC fee. This is what they call penalty. And there is no that those schools are involved in malpractice. And excuse me, listen to me. There is a rule, Mr. Speaker.
He's trying to clarify.
Any school involved in a malpractice and the supervisor indicate in that particular exam should be cancelled. And that such exam should be conducted within 1 month. But there is no such circular, there is no such information. It was after the result is released that they come with such penalty, which is illegal.
All right, Abonta, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for letting the mover of the motion make my matter simple. For exam malpractice, which we intend to discourage, we ought to discourage, we must discourage, should not be seen to even be talking about. He's asking us to stop them for, okay, we should not approve, we should reward exam malpractice. We'll be doing this service to the educational sector in Nigeria and West Africa if we are seen arguing this. It is not proper for us to begin to cuddle the wheel of progress of those we've allowed to do things for our benefit. Mr. Speaker, it is a known fact that most schools connive with teachers' bodies to do malpractice. And from what he's saying, When they must have to repeat that exam, a penalty is set for them as a deterrent. Because of course, WAEC will spend money to repeat the exam, to reconduct the exam. If because of your malpractice, you will cause them to repeat it after cancellation, you can't benefit from your misbehavior. So we must ask them to even increase from 5,000 to 10,000 to be deterrent. Our certificate is now worthless because of malpractice. So we can't come and use the parliament to say, stop that. That's why I say he should define penalty. What are they penalizing for? He was hiding it from malpractice. Upon your intervention, he now said the penalty is for malpractice. Mr. Speaker, are we going to reward malpractice? Malpractice. That's all. So please, we can't be doing this. Thank you. On that note, this motion should die.
Okay, DS.
Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed Idris. I represent Wase Federal Constituency, Plateau State. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I am forced to toe the line of my brother Obonta. This house is an honorable house. By our names, we are called honorable members. And I believe that nobody should condone and contain the minutest portion of what is called malpractice. Because we are supposed to be grooming for our country people that are good in character and learning. And that is the word before a certificate is given. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, some institutions and some exam centers are called magic centers. They put additional money for students to pay so that such kind of unwholesome practice will be happening. And I think by whatever standard, by whatever reason, when we get them, they should be punished. They should be made to look what they are doing is bad, so that it will serve as a deterrent. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, it's better I go with my 100 F9 than to have an AA that at the end of the day, you can defend and then spend it over our country. And the beginning of good leadership starts from the training. When we do that, I think we are not doing good. I want to beg my colleague and brother to step down this motion. It's a very good so that we thank you, sir.
Honorable Chinedu, do you have you want to respond, or do you want to, what do you want to say? Before.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Comrade Chinedu Oga.
Well, let's hear him out, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Comrade Chinedu Oga Owen, representing Yuko South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I step the motion down for further legislative consultation.
You are from Ebonyi State, and Ebonyi people don't they don't allow themselves to be intimidated. You have allowed yourself to be intimidated by the likes of Abanta and the deputy speaker. Motion step down. Business and rules. Why is this order paper so thick? Okay. Okay. Honourable members, the first business of the day is presentation of report on the ad hoc committee on recovery of outstanding debts owed by oil and gas companies in Nigeria, standing in the name of Honorable Kiruka Onyejocha. Honorable members will recall that the matter was referred to the committee on Tuesday, 30th November 2021. I believe it's ready for presentation. Honorable Kiruka, where is he? He's invited to present the report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am Kiru Kaunye George. I represent the good people of Isukwatu Munoj Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. May I move that the House do receive, the interim report on ad hoc committee on recovery of outstanding debt owed by oil and gas companies in Nigeria. HR 157/12/2021. I so move.
Honorable Idem.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues. My name is Idem Unyime, member representing Ukanafun, Rowanam Federal Constituency of Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion as moved by our leader. I so second.
Okay. Yes, those in support, please say aye. Just give this say nay. Ayes have it. Honorable Yojocha, please lay your report. Second business of the day is presentation of report of the Committee on Finance, Banking and Currency, AIDS, Loans and Debt Management on the restructuring of Ways and Means Advances, standing in the name of Honorable James Abiodun Falike. Members will recall that the matter was referred to the committee on Wednesday, 21st December 2022, and the report is ready for presentation. Honorable Falike or Honorable SMA, I believe this is your report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Said Musa Abdullahi. I represent the people of Bida, Gbako Kacha Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Niger State. Mr. Speaker, the joint committees of Finance, Banking and Currency, AIDS, Loans and Debt Management received a referral with respect to the request from Mr. President on the need to restructure the Ways and Means Advances from CBN to the federal government. This referral was received in the month of December, but as at now, Mr. Speaker, in order to allow for a thorough job, we're still receiving documents from the concerned stakeholders. So we had hoped that by now our report will be ready, but unfortunately the documents keep coming in. So we seek the leave of the House to step down the report for now, and hopefully by the time we're done with the report, thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I so submit.
Thank you. Presentation of report, step down. The third business of the day is presentation of report of the Conference Committee on a Bill for an Act to repeal the National Human Rights Commission Act, Cap N46, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 as amended, and enact the National Human Rights Commission Act 2022 in order to further strengthen and reposition the Commission for the effective and efficient performance of its statutory functions and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Benjamin Kalu. Honorable Kalu is invited to present the report. I don't think Honorable Kalu, okay.
Okay. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I am Chinyere Igwe, PhD. I represent Port Harcourt Federal Constituency of Rivers State. Mr. Speaker, I have that the House will receive the report of the Conference Committee for a Bill for an Act to repeal the National Human Rights Commission Act, Cap N46, Law of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 as amended, and enact National Human Rights Commission Act 2002 in order to further strengthen and reposition the Commission for the effective and efficient performance of this statutory function and for related matters. I so move. Second.
The Honorable Benson.
My name is Baba Jimmy Benson. I represent the good people of the Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I stand to support the motion ably moved by my colleague. I so second.
Honorable Benson. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, say nay. Ayes have it. Please, you may lay the report. The fourth business of the day is presentation of report on the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services, Health Institutions and Foreign Affairs on the need to safeguard the academic pursuit of Nigerian youth in Ukrainian medical universities. Standing in the name of Honorable Suleiman Aminu, the report is ready for presentation. Honorable Suleiman is invited to present the report. Honorable Ishmael, you are presenting it? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Tijanika Ismail. I represent the people of Feludum of our inferior constituency. I'm from Kwara State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House do receive the reports of the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services, Health Institutions and Foreign Affairs on the need to safeguard the academic pursuit of Nigerian youth in Ukrainian Medical University. HR 2306. I so move.
Okay, is there a seconder for this? Honorable Benson. Please second.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I remain Baba Jimmy Benson. I stand to second the motion ably moved by my colleague. I so second.
I was distracted here. What's the motion? What was the motion? You are delaying the House. What was the motion?
That the House do receive the reports on the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services,
okay,
Health Institutions and Foreign Affairs. Thank you.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, say nay. Ayes have it. But, Oh, him. What if I want to be distracted on this particular? The matter is very urgent, but we'll soon wrap up. So, Ishmael, yes, lay the report. The fifth business of the day is presentation of 4 reports on the Committee on Public Accounts. I was wondering why you were here. Okay, you're supposed to. I know you've been in the constituency campaigning for some time. Yeah, it's very important. Well done. I get a lot of calls from MDAs that you are doing your work too well. Yes. Well done. I always ignore their calls. Keep on doing what you're doing. Well done. You look nervous. You think I'm going to say something? The guilty are afraid. Don't worry. The fifth business of the day is presentation of 4 reports of the Committee on Public Accounts. Standing in the name of Honorable Wale Oke, the reports are here ready for presentation. Honorable Oke is invited to present the report.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, my fellow colleagues. I am Olu Wale Oke, Ijesha North, Osun State. Mr. Speaker, with your permission, may I move that the House do receive the report of the Committee on Public Accounts on the Auditor General for the Federation annual reports for the years ended 31st December 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018 respectively, and the financial statements of the Accountant General of the Federation for the year ended 31st December 2015 and 2016 respectively. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Thank you. Honorable Osai.
Ephraim. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues. I remain Honorable Osai, Nicholas Osai, and I represent local Kwani Federal Constituency of Delta State. Having served in public account for 8 years, I rise to second the motion, ably moved by the chairman, performing chairman of public account. I so second.
Honorable Fine, this second. Oh, no. That was Osai seconding, right? Okay. Those in favor, please say aye. Just against me, say nay. Ayes have it. First order, you may lay the report, Honorable, okay? First order of the day is the third reading of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I think we'll just, in the interest of time, we have 7 bills listed for third reading. Chief Whip, can you please just take them seriously, all 7 together?
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, my name is Mohamed Tahir Monguno. I represent Marte Monguno, Ganze Federal Constituency of Borno State. I hereby move that a bill for an act to amend the Legislative Houses Powers and Privileges Act 2017 and related matters be read the third time. 2, a bill for an act to provide for establishment of Federal University of Education, Numan, Adamawa State, and for related matters, HB 1799 be read the third time. 3rd, a bill for an act to establish GAM Arabic Research Institute, Maiduguri, Borno State, and for related matters, House Bill 2168 be read the third time. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act and establish Federal Medical Center Igbura, Oyo State, and for related matters, House Bill 347 be read the third time. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act and establish Federal Medical Center Ifuma, Anambra State, and for related matters, House Bill 1373 be read the third time. A bill for an act to establish Federal Capital Territory Senate and Advertisement Agency as the regulatory body for outdoor structures used for signage and advertisement to protect the environment from potential adverse impacts that may arise from signage and audio advertisement and visual bites, and for related matters, House Bill 1232 be read the third time. Then, lastly, a bill for an act to amend the Trafficking in Persons Prohibition Enforcement and Administration Act number 4 of 2015 to include the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management and Social Development in the governing board, review the mode of appointing the Director General of the agency to strengthen the act by reviewing the offenses and penalty provisions, and for related matters, House Bill 2102 be read the third time. I so move. 8 is second reading.
Honorable Maki, please. Record the 7 bills.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My honorable colleagues, I'm Abubakar Maki Eleman. I'm from Jigawa State. I represent Malamadori Kaugama Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion heavily moved by the Chief Whip of the National Assembly, Ninth Assembly. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in favor that the 7 bills be read a third time, please say aye. Those against me say nay. As have it, clerk, please read the long titles of the bills.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to amend the Legislative House's Powers and Privileges Act 2017 and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to provide for establishment of Federal University of Education, Numan, Adamawa State and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to establish GOM Arabic Research Institute, Maiduguri, Borno State and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act and establish Federal Medical Center, Igora, Oyo, and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act and establish Federal Medical Center, Ufuma, Anambra State, and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to establish Federal Capital Territory Signage and Advertisement Agency as the regulatory body for outdoor structures used for signage and advertisement to protect the environment from potential adverse impacts that may arise from signage and outdoor advertisement and visual blights and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Trafficking in Persons Prohibition, Enforcement and Administration Act No. 4 of 2015 to include the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management and Social Development in its governing board. Review the mode of appointing the Director General of the agency to strengthen the act by reviewing the offenses and penalty provisions and for related matters. Third reading.
The bills were read the third time and passed. Honorable Benson, please take your seat. The eighth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, CAP 826, laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and for related matters, standing in the name of the House Leader. Honorable members will recall that the bill was transmitted from the Senate asking the concurrence of the House and read the first time on Wednesday, 21st December 2021. And I invite the Leader of the House to move that the bill be now read a second time.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, my name is Mohamed Tahir Munguno. I represent Marte Munguno, Ganze Federal Constituency, Borno State. I hereby move that a bill for an act to amend the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria Act, CAF 826, laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and for related matters be read the second time. I so move.
This is to do with accountants. Honorable Wale, okay. You want to do a second?
No, sir.
Why?
Because, sir, we don't have the bill here.
Huh?
Mr. Speaker, sir, we've not had the privilege of going through the bill to know what it says. We don't know what the bill is all about, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, that was how. Excuse me, please. Mr. Speaker, sir, that was how ICANN bill was brought here, and it invaded 5 other professional bodies' mandates. So, Mr. Speaker, I plead that the House be given the privilege to know what this bill seeks to kill. I so plead, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Yes, I want that.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Uzoman Kimabonta from Abia State, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm persuaded by the arguments of Woloke and want to canvass thoughts further. Mr. Speaker, we are running a bicameral legislation, meaning that both houses must, as a matter of need, see the laws before we mail them out. Mr. Speaker, we've not even seen the ills or the content of what we are supposed to concur. Mr. Speaker, we don't know the amendments. There is no urgency in this, and I think that bills like this must be made available to members without trying to deride or say anything negative to the senators. Of course, 360 members are more likely to be thorough than 109 members. They would have avoided some hasty things we did in electoral process if we were more thorough. Therefore, now that ANANG, a professional body, is asking us to adopt an amendment that we do not have any idea, it may be injurious. If we step this down, it will allow us to know what they're asking for. It will help us. ANAN is a body of government accountants that are together. Actually,
the problem here, Honorable Abonta and Honorable Wale, can I agree with you totally? You cannot debate what is not properly before you, what you don't know, even though it's for concurrence. But the danger is that you may end up dying on your own or falling on your own sword, because there are other bills for debate today by members of the House, and if you apply this principle, are we going to apply, which is a good principle and is sound, are you going to apply the same principle to all the other bills that are coming up for debate today? Or are we going to discriminate?
but there are a lot of bills here. Some are consideration, some are. Mr. Speaker, legislatively, this is the best point of time for me to talk about this. There may be other bills here for consideration. We've passed this as I mean that it has been debated, argued, and brought for the House to now do consideration. There may be, I don't know the bill that you're talking in mind, but the thing is, any bill that is hit by this principle, we must apply the rules. We must apply that. But if it's consideration and all whatnot, then we'll pass.
No, it's not consideration. I'm saying there are other bills there are other bills for debate on the general principles for second reading that are coming up. Are we now going to apply the same principle? Okay. Honorable
Speaker, foreign members, this bill is not contentious. It's a straightforward bill. It speaks for itself. It only seeks to bring the operations, the modus operandi of the National Association of Accountants to be in tandem with international best practice, at par with international best practice. That is only what the bill seeks to achieve. So I don't think it's not that contentious. It's not that contentious.
Hold on, Honorable Osai, just wait. Let me conclude this matter with the Deputy Chief Whip of the House. Yes, order what? What page are you looking at? Okay. And what does it say?
Areas to be amended must be circled so that members can appreciate it and read the merit and what this bill intends to cure. Curing of a bill is not just by mere explanations, but it must be based on documentations that will be given to each members. And on this ground, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, the mover of this bill, which is the leader of the House, is not even around to be able to push that issues across. And if the chief whip is there and he has handed virtually everything, both the companion and the original act, to the chief whip, he should circulate it to us. We appreciate, but because he's chief whip, we'll flow with him if we have this document. But I'm sure this document is not available now. So in line with this order, Mr. Speaker, your kind ruling on this matter will become part of the tradition and convention of this honorable House. Thank you.
Yes, yes. This point of order has been raised many times, and you're probably right. But can I throw a little wrinkle into the spanner of this thing? If you read that portion again. It says, on the introduction of a bill. When is a bill introduced? When is a bill introduced? Is this the first reading? Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Introduction in the Senate comes with the processes in the Senate. Introduction in the House, when it comes to the House and is gazetted as part of the document of the House. Now, during the introduction, it must be accompanied with its compendium. To start with, none of this bill has been put in my box when it was transmitted. I'm coming, sir. You asked me a question.
You need to answer my question.
I'm following you up your question.
It's a very simple question. The point of order you raised says on the introduction of a bill, a compendium of background information shall be delivered to all members. I am now asking you, when is the introduction of a bill?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
No, just tell me when. I don't want the long story. Just tell me when the introduction of the bill.
I say section 12. I'm not restricting myself to section 3, rule 3. Section 12, rule 3. I'm not restricting myself. When I say section 12, that means all section 12 items, if you give me the opportunity, I will read. I just extracted part of it. Thank you. I start from 1 to end. From 1 to end. Notice of presentation of government bills shall be given by publications of the provision proposed to be embodied in such bill in an issues of the official gazette or House journal, of which copies shall be sent to every member.
Government bill, government bill.
I'm coming, sir.
Government bill.
Or House gazette, yeah. 2.
Government, that was...
I'm coming, sir. I'm reading through all.
I want you to read relevant portions to this debate. What's my own with the government bill now?
Thank you. Number 2. Any member who wishes to move a motion or for leave to bring in a bill shall give notice of provisions proposed to be embodied in the bill to the clerk, who shall cause them to be published in the official gazette. Clerk, you publish this bill. I have not received a copy of this gazette. I check my mail every day.
What you just read now,
I'm coming, sir,
says any member who wishes to move a motion for leave to bring in a bill. Is anybody moving a motion for leave to bring in a bill?
Shall give notice.
Is anybody here bringing a motion for leave to introduce a bill? So go to the relevant portions for this debate.
3. On the introduction of a bill, a compendium of background information.
Relevant. There is no introduction of bill here. This is not the first reading. Go to the next one.
On the order for the second reading of a bill, the sponsor shall, in his background information, acknowledge the original sponsor of the bill, stating briefly the history of the bill, when it was first introduced, subsequent sponsors, if such bill originated from the preceding or previous assembly, which is not part of it now, the name of the original, except the speaker otherwise, constitutional, not in conflict, compliance, a bill emanating from the president, no, a bill emanating from the judiciary, no, a bill from the Senate, and members shall also be forwarded to the speaker. The speaker shall cause such bills to be numbered and published in the schedule of bills. A printed copy of the bill shall, as soon as possible, be sent to every member. On receipt of the bill from the speaker, the Rules and Business Committee shall schedule as it is now. Upon the short title of the bill read about by the clerk, the bill shall be deemed to have been a first reading. Every bill shall receive 3 readings previous to its passage, which readings shall be in 3 different days, unless the House by 2/3 majority of members present direct otherwise, and the Speaker shall give notice at each reading whether it is first, second, or third.
none of these things you are reading are relevant to what we're talking, to the point of order that was raised by Wole Oke. None, not one, and you know it. So let's not waste too much time. Honorable Wole Oke, looking closely at the rules, looking very closely at the rules, the objection is based on introduction. This is not an introduction. I think you are better off coming up under privileges, that you have a right to see the contents before you can debate. It's a privilege that you have. So you came under the wrong order. That order, or whoever came, it was Osai, it's the wrong order. So you might want to, that order, Honorable Osai, is overruled. You have a point of order, Honorable Wole Oke?
Mr. Speaker, I come under privileges, Mr. Speaker. My position is this, that in law, you cannot change the content of written document by oral narration. My leader, who is a very senior lawyer, spoke eloquently about the provisions of this act. But Mr. Speaker, I have now the privilege of seeing the document. I don't know what it speaks to. And Mr. Speaker, I can't just stand there and concur and agree that this bill is passed.
Especially when it's to do with your profession.
Thank you, sir, Mr. Speaker.
I honestly have to agree with Honorable Wole Oke on this matter. But I think to speed things, moving things along rapidly, maybe we can circulate the copy of this, of the bill. Not the compendium, because that talks about introduction. That should come in at first reading. Copy of the bill, so that for his period, and then maybe we'll come on Tuesday, maybe that's the only thing we'll take or whatever. So maybe we'll take it on Tuesday. Chief Whip.
Speaker, honored members, in view of the observation of the Speaker and the orders raised, I hereby step down the consideration of this bill to Tuesday.
Right?
To Tuesday, yes.
Tuesday, yes. Please, clerk, please note that this thing needs to be circulated to members, put in their boxes by Tuesday, and list it on the order paper. Even though we're only coming back on Tuesday for one to conclude our business, but we'll take this and then close. The next, so step down. This is what I was saying. We have another debate, but if we had sustained that ruling, Honorable Iden would not have been able to take his matter. But that ruling was, that point of order, if we had sustained that point of order, he would not have been able to. But it was overruled, so you are safe, Honorable Iden. The ninth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish the donor agencies, regulatory commission, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Onyeme Josiah Idem. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 15 July 2021. And I invite Honorable Idem to move that the bill be read a second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Jerry Alagbaso, please get ready to second this. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished colleagues, my name is Idem Unyime, member representing Ukanafun, Rowanam Federal Constituency of Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that a bill for an act to establish donor agencies regulatory commission and for related matters, HB 1568, be read for the second time. I so move.
Thank you. Honorable Sir Jerry Alagbaso, please second.
Speaker, as if you know that I'm a refugee in my place now. Mr. Speaker, my name is Jerry Alagbaso. I'm from
Honorable Maki is observing you. What's your point of order?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues. I am Abubakar Maki Eleman. I represent Malamudori Kaugama Federal Constituency. I'm from Jigawa State. Mr. Speaker, Order 12, Rule 1 to 3. Sir, we don't have compendium of this bill. So as such, this bill is supposed to be dropped, stepped aside again Tuesday, where he brought, yes. No, on the bill. Not on you.
Honorable Maki.
Yes, sir.
You know, this point of order was brought up when Chief Whip was introducing his bill.
Yes.
And the point of order was Order 12, Rule 1, Sub Rule 3.
Yes.
Which says on the introduction of a bill, a compendium of, you know.
That's correct.
And my ruling was that this is not an introduction.
I agree.
This is the second reading. The introduction was the first reading.
Yes.
That's when this should have been complied with.
But sir, I say we don't have compendium of this bill.
No, it's not the introduction now.
No, I agree. That's under Order 12.
So you can come under privilege that you cannot
yes.
debate it.
Yes, I'm under privilege, sir. So there is no compendium on
That
this
you
bill.
cannot debate what you don't know anything about.
No, sir. There is no compendium on this bill.
I understand.
Thank you.
But compendium refers in our rules to introduction, which is first reading.
No, it has not gone there. Allah, don't confuse this situation. Ja. No, sir. You see, we need to lay a president in this green chamber, sir. Because in the last bill, that's Bill 8, number 8, the one that Chief Whip raised, we never, Senate never sent to us that we should send document on such bill when they are concurrent our own bill that we send to them. But now, because he's an icon, he's trying to bring down this bill. No, I mean, no, excuse me.
No, what I'm trying to say,
Excuse me, sir.
Honorable.
So based on that, if we are to follow all the bills, we are all members here. We don't receive any document on each bill. They came for first reading, we allow it to go. They came on the second reading, we allow them to go. So as such, I just relate this number 9 to that of 8. Since we don't have any document to allow this bill to go.
So you are
even
saying,
this number 8 too, we
okay.
don't have any
So,
document to
so
allow
what
it
you
to
are
go.
saying, what
Yes,
you are
sir.
saying is that even though if we interpret this thing strictly and it says on the introduction of a bill,
Exactly, sir.
and I have said the introduction of a bill is not second reading, it's first reading.
First reading, I
you are
agree.
saying that it is incurably bad.
Yes.
That even since it was not introduced in the first reading,
Yes.
that defect
Yes.
subsists
Thank you.
even up until now.
Yes,
That
sir.
is your argument.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed Idris. I represent Waseferi constituency, Plateau State. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, in as much I appreciate the contribution of my colleague Honorable Maki, but also want to plead with some of our colleagues on the way and manner we want to shut down bills. We most of the time try to misguide or misdirect the person who's on the chair. And those things that we are doing, I want to remind us that we are almost always on live streaming. And whatever ruling the presiding officer gives, it creates the impression of us as knowing what we are doing, or it gives the impression of either we are not pushing the right thing or our own selfish issues. And I want to beg that Osai is very much fond of this. The presiding officer have a lot of latitude so that things will move. No, you can press upon over that. You are free to do that. I am saying so because many at times I have to.
Yes, has the floor.
I have to. Many at times he will come with something like that. I have advised you privately and to tell you, you have bills that we take, not necessarily following some of the procedures. If we must comply with the, I have them, I can mention them, I can bring out to you to the facts. But when you come and you have an issue, as a legislator, we lobby ourselves. We talk to ourselves on issues where we have interest. But the rules of the House must remain sacrosanct. When we are making it open, you are now forcing the presiding officer to do the needful. Anything short of that will mean not complying with our rules. And it has a consequence like implication. We are today, our voice and position will be the one that will adjudge us. It will be the one that will write our own history. And I want to beg that we have to stop some of these things we are doing. We have taken bills on the day to take the first reading, second reading, not once, not twice. And I will want to say, sir, Not a single day have we taken our own bills as you accompany when you are signing transmission into Senate for concurrence. That we now have to go and print the copies and do. We put pressure at them, they also put pressure on us. I want to believe when it is professional, yes, that interest could be there. But we shouldn't go under things that we know we don't comply 100% to say this ABC, except we are saying, because whatever you do on your ruling, it means that we have to stand by it and continue, because Parliament is about rules and proceedings. And the proceedings are the things we have decided are like norms, and we are willing now to follow. That's my own advice. I think it's good, and I will beg my brother to step down this way, allow our brother. This is a very important bill. We have severally spoken about NGOs, how they are getting money, how it is affecting our national security, and I think we need to regulate that area on this premise. And the short of time that we do not have, the short of time that's against us now, not to continue to go on technicality and shoot down what would be of national interest in the name of technicality, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable Benson, what do you think of this issue? Honorable Benson, then then your point of, you have a point of, yes, what do you think of this whole argument?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I remain Baba Jimmy Benson. The rule of law.
Yeah. No, hold on. Well, before your point of order, please. I know I should take your point of order, but I want to hear what he has to say.
Yes, yeah. Mr. Speaker, there's rule of law and there's rule of man. We also have a rule book that guides our practice and procedure in the House. And I think it's always right and appropriate we stick to the letter of those rules and procedure. So I agree with our DS who says the donor agency bill, it's of national importance. That is right. However, we also need to conform with what our rule book says. So I think we may have to.
What does our rule book say?
The rule book says you must attach a compendium.
We must attach a compendium. What was my ruling on that?
Your ruling on that, I can't really remember.
I knew why I called him. I knew. You can't remember my ruling on that?
The rule on that, I can't remember, but I'm just saying that we should stick to the rule book, and that by Tuesday, the compendium, and this all important.
Members should remember that we have an omnibus provision in our rule book that even allows us for the kind of thing DS is saying, and that's why to even suspend our rules. So, but we know that's a sledgehammer which can be used. That's a sledgehammer which can be used at any point in time. What's your point of order, Honorable Osai?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Osai Nicholas Osai, and I represent the Kwani Federal Constituency of Delta State. Mr. Speaker, you know very well in this House I respect the Deputy Speaker, who is my leader. I'm coming on the 9.
But what's the order?
Order 9, Rule 8. I respect the Deputy Speaker very well, and I was elected to make quality contribution to this House.
Order 9, Rule 8, what does it say?
No members shall impute improper motive to any other member. Mr. Speaker, when I rise up to raise issues.
What was the motive?
I'm coming, sir.
Wait,
he implied that
wait.
Each time I rise up.
What was the motive that the DS imputed?
Thank you, sir. That each time I rise up here to oppose bills using rules. Mr. Speaker.
That's not a motive. That's a statement of what he considers to be a fact.
It's not a statement of facts. Why I'm saying this is this.
Hold on, Osai.
Mr. Speaker.
Osai, you have cited a point of order which talks about motive. There's a meaning to the word motive.
Yes.
He has stated something that he considers to be a fact, which may be true, which may not be true, but it is not a motive. What he said is not a motive. That rule, that order refers to motive. That means there's a reason behind what he's saying. That's what motive means.
No, sir.
Motive means that there's a reason behind what he's saying that is making him say so. There is no reason here. He's just stating what he considers to be a fact.
Okay, can I
Come
say,
under another provision if you can find one.
I utilize order 9, Rule 7 and 8.
9, Rule 7 and 8.
8, yes.
What does 7 say?
Mr. Speaker, it shall be out of order to use offensive. I consider that word offensive.
To use what?
Offensive and insulting language.
So as he
members
used
of this
offense,
house.
you are ruled out of order, Honorable
Can I
Sir.
explain, Mr. Speaker? Even if you are going to rule me out of order,
You are
Mr.
ruled
Speaker,
out of order. You are ruled out of order.
if I'm going to rule out of that,
You
and
are
give me a
ruled
chance.
out of order, Honorable Osai. You are ruled out of order because you are not citing any proper provision of our rules. Honorable Jaha.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Mr. Speaker, I want to lament on the issue of item number 9, a bill for the establishment of donor agencies regulatory commission.
You want to what?
I want to reiterate the Deputy Speaker's position and contribute to the
No, you can't contribute here because he hasn't finished.
Yeah?
You can't. We have not reached the stage of debate yet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's until he finishes, then you can contribute to the debate. You want to contribute to the debate?
Oh, yes, I thought he has already.
Oh no.
Okay.
No.
It's okay, let him.
Honorable Maki was one that stirred the honestness and started this wahala, just as he was about to. Honorable Jerry.
Mr. Speaker and my colleagues, Mr. Speaker, I need an apology because you called me up to second, you directed us to second that bill moved by them. And Maki, by the side, called for point of order against me, not even the person that because I was the person speaking, you called me to second. I was second it when he called point of order. I thought he was talking to me, maybe there was a mistake, and he suddenly started attacking the mover of the motion. So at my age, still time member of this place, for Margaret to tell me to sit down, I require an apology from him.
I apologize on Maki's behalf. So now you can continue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Very nice speaker, hardworking. My name is Jerry Alabos. I'm from Imo State, Mr. Speaker, representing our law son is federal constituency. Mr. Speaker and colleagues, I rise to second this donor agency bill, ably moved by them. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Idem, 2 minutes. We'll take 2-3 contributions on this. 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues. My name is Idem Unyime, member representing Ukanafun, Orowonan Federal Constituency of Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for giving me the opportunity to lead the debate on this bill, this all-important bill. Mr. Speaker, this bill is seeking to establish donor agencies regulatory commission, and its objective is to coordinate, regulate donor agencies for the purpose of strengthening their capacity to promote transparency and development in the country. Mr. Speaker, you can agree with me that since year 2000, a lot of impacts has been done in this area of our economy. There have been a lot of international donor agencies that have come into this country for the last 20-something years, about 23 years, to assist this country in terms of development, especially in the area of healthcare delivery, education, and also poverty alleviation. But, Mr. Speaker, in as much as we appreciate this assistance that this international community have given to this country, we also need to know how these activities are being run in terms of the money they are bringing into the country. We need to understand how much they are bringing. Is it in terms of projects? We need to know how these monies are being utilized. I remember one of the occasions, I was privileged to be part of a committee that invited the Honorable Minister of Finance to question them about the so much money that have been coming in. In fact, based on the research that we did, we discovered that between 2015 and 2020, about 20 trillion in Nigerian currency came in from outside the country. And that was about $27 billion. And now when we confronted the Honorable Minister, he said that he does not receive those funds. He does not have control over those funds. That the funds goes to different agencies based on peculiar needs. That he doesn't have control. So I think for us to really manage that particular subsector effectively, there must be a regulatory commission that monitors the activities of all these international donor agencies that send help to us, to know whether those funds are being utilized properly for the purpose meant for. Mr. Speaker, I think if this is done, it's going to really help this country a lot. And let me also take you back to so many things, so many reports, allegations that we have received, that sometimes the donor agencies that send this money might not really be, not in all cases, in some cases, might not really be for the purpose of development. They can also send this money to promote terrorism, which can further increase the level of insecurity in the country. So that's why it's also good for us to monitor how this money comes in and how it is utilized. And I'm also privileged to visit the international community to see how monies are being regulated. You don't just take money to different countries and then use it the way you like. Those monies have to pass through certain government agencies that have responsibility to regulate it, to know whether the money is meant for development. They need to know the purpose. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to appeal to my colleagues that the importance of this bill cannot be overemphasized. This bill has no cost implication on the government. This bill is something that will, fund itself when it is passed into law. I want to submit, Mr. Speaker, that passing this bill into law is timely. And I ask for the support of my colleagues to support this bill to pass second reading. I so submit. Thank you very much.
Honorable Osai.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Every bill, you look at the positive and negative aspect of a bill. Yeah, the positive aspect probably to enforce coordination. But when you looked at it, first of all, Mr. Speaker, what is donor? Donor is a grant from organization to organization, from country to country. And we know we have CBN, an intelligence unit in CBN that coordinate most of this money that comes into this country. And definitely, if we form this donor agency, it might also have its own complication. It might have its own complication because different agencies, in order to access those money, it becomes a more bureaucratic bottleneck that will enhance quick intervention development. Them is knocking government agency heads to heads because we want to cure a problem. A law is to bring a solution. But if you have intelligence unit in CBN that's coordinating it, forming another agencies might create a bottleneck and create another complication. But if we allow it to go, it also has its own positive aspect. A positive aspect is that he can be able to collate. In India today, you have 2 million agencies, organizations that enhance bringing of money, foreign monies. And there is also a body that coordinates most of these issues. So this bill is to bring that body to coordinate. Fine and good. The House can pass it, or the House will take it to pass the second reading and take it to the expert, public hearing, so that more input can be added. You know, in that areas, it will be able to enhance the bill or probably another way around. Thank you.
Abanta and then Thierry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Uzoma Nkima Bonta, Mr. Speaker, I'm from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, I listened attentively to the promoter of this bill, and I also read a synopsis, something he handed over to me. Mr. Speaker, I oppose the passage of this bill on the following points. He told us while debating that from his information that over 20 trillion of our currency entered Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, that is not feasible. Even the national budget had never, and I maintain, for the past 15 years at least, gotten to 20 trillion except this. Am I protected? Please, why not listen to me in silence? Mr. Speaker, he also alluded that the bill concerns purely international donors, of which he went ahead to mention some. And he may now ask, rhetorically, who are these international donors? USAID, UKID, UNICEF, DFID, United Nations, European Union, OAU, and all whatnot. Is that whom you want to go to control? Mr. Speaker, like Osai said before he started doing the right, we will compound issues. This bill is retrogressive. This bill will take us back. Mr. Speaker, look at it. You will now tell, you said, we are begging them for funds. You are not telling them you are going to regulate them, how they'll bring it. Mr. Speaker, please, can you listen to me, sir? Mr. Speaker, am I protected? The mover of the motion is distracting me. So, what am I not saying? This bill, well, we ought to show civility and listen to ourselves in silence. That's the ground number. Mr. Speaker, thanks for your protection. This bill, if passed, will make these donors wary of us. We are still begging, we are still borrowing, and if this bill, according to him, is premised on international donors, then is it the local donors that we're trying to regulate? There are no local donors as such. Most of these bodies they have their rules and regulations. For example, UNICEF donates to us, the international donors. Nigeria subscribes to UNICEF. They do all that. So are we even going? They are regulated already, these donors. Except the other thing we do not know, which is trying to tell us. If you look at those, and then he says there's no financial implication. Mr. Speaker, there are a lot of financial implications. If you look at the composition of the board and all whatnot, and their salary and so on, it's huge. So are they going to take and be paid from the donors that gave to help the poor, or are we going to budget for them differently? Who will take care of them? So if you look at the financial implication, if you look at the bottleneck it will create, if you look at the retrogressive nature of it, we are now trying to regulate the international communities and donors that we have to create. It will give us problem. On that note, on that note, I think he should either step this thing down for further legislative input, or this thing should not be made to pass the second reading. I so debate, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, before we go to Honorable Chiri and then Honorable Jaha, let me just ask you a series of questions. Do you agree, whilst you may not agree with the 20 trillion inflow from donor agencies, do you agree that there is a huge sum of money that comes in through donor agencies? Now, if you do agree, even no matter how small the sum is, if you do agree that there's a huge sum of money that comes in, do you agree with the ills that this bill is trying to cure? And if you do agree that there are issues in terms of monitoring these monies, are they applied the way they're supposed to apply? Are they used for other things beyond what they originally made? Is it just a camouflage or whatever that is used for something, but meanwhile it's used for something else? Can it be used for trafficking money? If you agree, I'm not saying that's what is happening, but if you agree, how do we deal with that? Do we just ignore it?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll answer those questions in the negative. Mr. Speaker, these international donors listed by him are most transparent. In most cases, it's government. I'll give you an example. UNICEF can't throw money in any account. Our CBN and other, they are organized internationally. They are more wary of this transaction more than us. I'll give you an example, Mr. Speaker. Even UKID, USID, even when they take legislators away on training, they pay you per diem, they pay you the way you came. Unlike us here. So they are more regulated, they are more organized, so there is no ill. But just that, we have to create a commission to bottleneck the inflow, so the commission will now maybe take part of it. They've not been gaining from it. They are thorough. So what is the African Union that will bring smuggling money? Or is it the European Union, or United Nations, or UNICEF, or who? Donor, international donors. He didn't say donors from Lagos State or from Abia State. International donors. Therefore, we are trying to regulate international inflow when they are wary of us, looking at us as well. And now we are trying to bring a bottleneck to stop their process. For example, can this agency determine when UNICEF will spend their money? What that will kill us before we pass all the bureaucratic network? Can you now tell United Nations when to, okay, for example, during COVID, if they rely on these...
I want to believe that, it's convenient to talk about United Nations, UNICEF, those are the big ones. I'm sure there are smaller, even private, even, whatever agencies. There's a lot of donor agencies, but let's leave that as it is. So your argument is that these things are not happening. These things that he talked about, they are not happening. We'll take two from here, and then we'll come to Honorable Jaha and the DS and take another two from here. Sorry, let me, just for privilege, let me recognize DS, please.
Your Excellency, sir, Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed Idris. I represent Wasefere constituency of Plateau State.
Jaha, I'll come to you.
Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I think, in as much as I agree with my brother Obonta that the contour of money possibly specified by our brother Honorable Adam may not be correct, but the issues raised in his own bill are very germane. And let us not make a mistake. And I give you an example of the international committee participation. The genocide that happened in Rwanda, if you visit their site, they will tell you. UN were there. They were killing their people by their side. So it's not the name of the mission that matters, but the intention of what they are doing at that particular time should be of concern to us. And the near example I will give you of recent, sir, those of us who are from the northern part of the country and those particularly for the northeast will tell you the participation and the active involvement of some of the NGOs going to rent a house, a hotel for 3-4 years, 10 years. What are they telling you? This crisis should not end. We are here. That's the intention. And they will go to places where Nigerian troops and other Nigerians cannot reach. How do they get to that kind of level of arrangement? It's because of the money they give. It means then some of them have direct collaboration. The security agencies have this at the fingertips. Sir, we appreciate some of the NGOs that are doing excellent job. But in the interest of our own security, to protect life as contained in the Constitution, nothing should be too much to ensure that we bring out every law that will give those who will come and contribute to us genuinely to do their own assistance and help humanity. We are all for it. If you are in politics, you are for humanity. Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I was telling Honorable Oloke, my leader, by the side, that some of them, the NGOs, I happen to have a nephew who was a director in NACA here, National Aid. He will tell you how they are doing their profiling, how NGOs are giving money to people to go for homosexualism promotion and the rest. If we have such kind of laws, can't we control? It may be the right, and I'd call one of the presidents in the African countries, take their money back if it is what they are going to promote in my own country, same-sex marriage. They are doing it, sir. They are in our country. And if you want to know their own activity, go around the Hilton maybe at the late hour. They are promoting that. And they are forming clubs and cells. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, we are a country built on so much morality. And I believe I don't need this kind of money. I want a safe society. I want a society that can give me the best opportunity, but not this kind of promotion. I agree that some of the NGOs are doing extremely well, and we need to promote them, but nothing too bad. If you are taking monies, Your Excellency, into US today, won't you declare at the port of entry? If the quantum of money is much, wouldn't they ask you questions? In our own case, what are the methods? If you say CBN are doing that, I will give you an example. It doesn't stop that. We used to have a Department of Local Content under the NNPC. Today that we have a full-blown institution doing that. Those of us for the Niger Delta will tell you better that the local content under the Niger Delta, under the full-blown institution now, are doing much better than the small department or unit under NNPC. So it is not about a unit formed there, but do they have the microscope eye and intelligence and whatever to ensure those things that we want to protect and defend in terms of the capacity. And that's why I will beg that this bill be read this content. Thank you very much. This is my solution.
Thank you very much. DS has opened a can of worms. And I believe we even also have a donor agency committee in this house. We want to render them useless. Cheer. I'm coming to you, Jaha.
Mr. Speaker, by the grace of God, I'm a human rights advocate. Few hours ago, this House received a conference report with respect to strengthening of the National Human Rights Commission. Mr. Speaker, National Human Rights Commission. We didn't see the report. Mr. Speaker, if I may say, for want of what to say, first, let me adopt all the adumbration made by my colleague about that. I agree completely with him. But I want to digress a bit. He was looking at it from the fact of big multinational agencies, international agencies, donors, with respect to government. But my deputy speaker, my leader, my brother, has hit the nail on the head with respect to this bill. This bill is against the civil society organization in Nigeria. That is the truth. Mr. Speaker, for want of the proper order, last year, in this current session, there was a bill on civil society organization, control of society organization, which we stepped down. So, which we kill. Why bring such bill again in the current tenure of the House, Mr. Speaker? It is not fair. It is against our human rights. So, against our rules, Mr. Speaker, let's therefore send this bill to where it should be, because anything supporting this bill is a support against the civil society organization in Nigeria. Thank you, Mr.
Honorable Chiere, if I remember correctly, that bill, I don't necessarily agree with those who kicked against it. I don't necessarily agree with them. because nobody's above the law. Okay, we hear of organizations even in UK being regulated. We have organizations, even religious bodies in the UK and other countries being regulated, and they don't want to be regulated here. So let's not. But the distinction you make is that one was titled. It was a bill on regulation of NGOs. This is on donor agencies. There are two different things. Donor agencies donate to even government. They donate to even government. So I think that distinction is not the best distinction. Yes, okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I've listened to my colleagues who have spoken against this bill. I've also paid good attention to our leader, the Deputy Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, my approach to this bill, while I'm speaking against this bill, is that already, Mr. Speaker, we have platforms. We have government offices saddled with the responsibility that the promoter of this bill seeks to consolidate in a commission. Mr. Speaker, annually, Mr. President laid before this Parliament MTF. If you look at the MTF document clearly, Mr. Speaker, you will see one core source of funding is donations, grants. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Finance as a department saddled with this enormous responsibility, and they work hand in hand with DG budgets. Mr. Speaker, the Auditor General of the Federation over the years, he has always, reports on this, on the accounts, on donations and grants. But we need to find out, because there may be donations to the country as a nation, and maybe there may be private donations. I may not be able to speak to private donations. But if we are talking about government, donations, grants to government, Mr. Speaker, we have a adequate platform. We do not need to duplicate. Or also your report kicks against this, like Honorable Bonta advocated, that you will be promoting a commission, you need to put a board in place, and in the process, incur avoidable cost to the nation. But as to the intent of what the bill seeks to cure is good, but we have platforms that deals with this. I so submit, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Ameja Hababa is my name, and I represent Chibok, Dambua, and Goza Federal Constituency. I'm from Borno State. Mr. Speaker, I want to first of all commend the sponsor of the bill for the establishment of this agency, because it's long overdue as far as Nigeria is concerned. Mr. Speaker, even UN agencies, who are agencies of United Nations organization that was established immediately after the First World War between around 1918, as a League of Nations, and later on changed to United Nations in 1945, have Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs in anywhere they are intervening. Sir, today, I want us to listen constructively. If donor agencies, UN agencies, INGOs, NGOs can make to the public their accounts, Nigerians will be surprised to see figures there. substantial part of their expenditure is more or less a current expenditure. Not because of anything, because they don't have an agency regulating their activities. Let me give you an example. The essence of most donations is for the intending beneficiaries to benefit effectively and efficiently. But you can see a situation whereby a donor agency is donating 1 trillion, but more than 800 billion is going on day in, day out expenses as overhead. Another thing, duplication and multiplication of activities. You realize that INGO is doing the same job with an UN agency, with NGO, and other donor agencies doing the same thing. If there is no regulatory body, they will keep on doing the same thing, asphyxiation. Let me give you an example. Essence of establishing WFP, World Food Program, is to provide food to cure hunger and to reduce the burden of feeding in the populace, particularly in a insurgency-ravaged area. You can have a situation whereby some UN agencies are equally doing the same thing, some INGOs are doing the same thing, some NGOs that are domestically local are doing also the same thing. So that at the end of the day, you see duplication or multiplication of activity because there is no agency regulating their affairs. Thirdly, when I was in the State Assembly, we visited Kuwait Fund, and they are ready to donate to Nigeria a technical aid in form of expertise in the area of desertification. 4 states in Nigeria were selected critically: Zamfara, Sokoto, Borno, and Yobe State. That they will be they will be assisted in the area of desertification. And they pledged 3 billion naira to each state. You can equally have another agency or a donor agency that is planning to do the same thing to the same states, which CBN, Ministry of Finance, with all their platforms, are not aware of what is happening between these states and Kuwait Fund in Kuwait City. So what I'm trying to say in a nutshell, this bill, I want members to understand the intention that this bill is trying to cure. And we should not, at whatever level of influence at this level, as legislators, to throw a baby with the bath water or a bath water with the baby. This bill has additional stage or another stage, that is public hearing stage. Go and do your extraordinary research. Appear in the public hearing, make your presentation. An opinion of other people from outside this chamber can be entertained, so that at the end of the day, whether the bill can see the light of the day or not. But as far as we are concerned, and as far as people from the ravaged communities of Northeast, Northwest, North Central, and other ravaged area, even those from the Southeast, immediately after Nigerian Civil War, there were a lot of donor agencies that contributed to the development and actualization of 3 Rs. And we could see clearly when they have concluded their activity, accounts were made public to the members of the Southeast. If the amount spent for reconstruction, rehabilitation, and resettlement can be divided according to number of the population of Southeast, each member of that particular Southeast and each citizen of Southeast can go with nothing less than, by then, at least $1 million. It's in the public notice. I have the statistics. So what I'm trying to say in
all right, yeah, we'll put the questions. I just have a couple of questions to ask those against this bill, so that we don't seem to be crying more than the bereaved. Do you think the donor agencies, it's a rhetorical question, but do you think the donor agencies will be happy to see that their money and their donations are being regulated and making sure it goes to the right place? Will they be happy or will they be unhappy? I like straightforward. It's a straightforward question. It depends on. When you start a question, a straightforward question by an answer like it depends on, that means you've lost the question already. So if I donate money, I'll be happy. I'll be happy to make sure that the money I have donated is going the right place. I will not complain as a donor. Listen to me. I will not complain as a donor that why are these people trying to make sure that my money is going to the right place? Why are they trying to make sure? Because I want to be sure that it's going to the right place. So I don't want us to cry more than the bereaved. If the donor agencies have a problem with being regulated, if they have a problem with being regulated, I'm sure by the time we get to public hearing, they will send in, we would have known. The donor agencies, I'm not talking about the NGOs here. I'm talking about the donor agencies that are being regulated. So I think we should, I don't know, we'll find out. That's the work of the Regulatory Commission, to go and find out. That is, you see, you can't answer the question. So that's why we need you are just helping the mover of the. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Okay, so Osai and Abonta, I hear two nays. I hear two nays. Okay, sorry, three. The ayes have it. Clerk, please read the long title.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish donor agencies regulatory commission and for related matters. Second reading.
Bill is referred to the Committee on Civil Society and Development Partners. 10th order of the day is a motion on the need for completion of 2 times 60 MVA 132/33 kV transmission substation at Ayingbe, Kogi State, standing in the name of Honorable Hassan Abdullahi. Honorable Abdullahi is invited to move the motion. Yes, Honorable Abdullahi is here.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, most distinguished and respected colleagues. My name is Hassan Abdullahi. I represent the Kinabasa Federal Constituency. I am from Kogi State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move a motion on the need for the completion of 2 by 60 MVA 132/33 kV transmission station at Anyigba, Kogi State. The House know that before the privatization of yeah.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The House knows that before the privatization of Nigeria electricity supply industry, the entire 9 local government areas, that's Kogi East of Kogi State, were fed on a 33 kV network from Nsuka in Enugu State and Otukpo in Benue State. Also know that presently, the supply from Nsukka and Otukpo link has since been cut off, and as such, the entire 9 local government areas are fed by a 33 kV feeder, breaker codename Anyigba feeder, at the 132 by 33 kV substation in Ajaokuta. Aware that the 33 kV Anyigba feeder can deliver only 15 megawatts, which depend on the load allocation. Further aware that some of the local government areas headquarters are as far as 285 kilometers away from the 33 kV source, and there is a constant issue of low voltage that could hardly contend with the numerous communities under the 9 local government areas of the Kogi East. Cognizant that in 2009, a 2 by 60 MVA 132 by 33 kV transmission station situated at Anyigba with a 132 kV Nsukka Anyigba line project contract was awarded by a transmission company of Nigeria, TCN. Concerned that the substation building has been erected with a 2 by 60 MVA transformers placed on plinths, but the contractors abandoned the project for years, and there's no visible activity on site, Mr. Speaker. Worried that with only a 33 feeder breaker supplying power to these local government areas and surrounding communities, the state of power supply to the communities will remain unimaginably low and faulty, thus causing constant blackouts in the entire Kogi East. They all do resolve to urge the Federal Minister of Power to immediately intervene in the predicament of Ankpa local government, Ida, Dekina, Omala, Olamaboro, Ibaji, Basa, Ofu, the Galamela Odo local government areas of Kogi State to ensure the completion of transmission substation in Anyigba. 2, mandate the Committee on Power to audit the completion of 2 by 60 MVA 132 by 33 kV project contract performance and to complete the project as a matter of urgency. 3, also mandate Committee on Legislative Compliance to ensure completion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I so move.
Honorable Ibrahim Dutse, can you second, please?
Honorable Udem. Honorable Idem, come back.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues. My name is Ibrahim Abdullahi Dutse, and I represent Dutse and Kia Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the motion ably moved by my distinguished colleague. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Dutse, I just remembered I was in your constituency a few days ago campaigning. I think, what was it Tuesday? In fact, I was in your particular in Dutse. Yes, and I was even campaigning for some of our members, and I completely forgot about you, one of our most vibrant legislators in the House. I'm sorry about that. In your own constituency, can you just imagine that? That is very, very, very unfortunate. It was after I left the state that I remember that, oh my goodness. Well, Honorable, I know you have no problem there, and I know your constituents are listening to me. It was bad. I completely forgot. One of our best men in the House. Please, Kogi State. I don't need to come to Kogi State. I'm not going to Kogi State. Kogi State is a walkover for us. Yes. So no. Kogi State is 100% APC. What do you? So we put the question. Those in favor of this, it's an infrastructural motion. Please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Next is the Committee on Supply. We're going to skip that because it's already been stepped down. The 13th order of the day is consideration of a bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act and establish Federal Medical Center Saminaka, Kaduna State. And for related matters, honorable members will recall that the bill was committed to the Committee of the Whole on Wednesday, 25th January 2022. Leader will move for its consideration. Chief Whip.
Honorable members, my name is Mohamed Tahir Monguno. I represent Marte Monguno Ganza Federal Constituency of Borno State. Number 11, go. Number 11, 13. Okay. I hereby move that a bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Center Act and establish Federal Medical Center Saminaka, Kaduna State, for related matters be considered in the Committee of the Whole. I so move. Okay.
Are you taking directives from Honorable Sai?
I'm taking number 13.
Honorable Sai?
Yes, I'm seeking. No, I'm not. I ignored him. I didn't.
Honorable Sai.
No,
So
I ignored him.
Okay. So that was item 13, but we missed item 12. So we'll come back to item 12. Honorable SMA, please second order item 13. Second, and then we'll come back to 12, which we missed out.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Said Musa Abdullahi. I represent the people of Bida, Bako Kacha Federal Constituency. I'm from Niger State, Mr. Speaker. I rise to second that the motion ably moved by the leader the House do consider the motion ably moved by the leader. Thank you.
Thank you. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, say nay. Ayes have it. 12th order of the day. We're going back to number 12 now. 12th order of the day is a consideration of a bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act and establish Federal Medical Center Outu Eda, and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the bill was committed to the Committee of the Whole on Wednesday, 25th January 2023. Leader will move for its consideration.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I move that a bill for an act to amend Federal Medical Centers Act and establish Federal Medical Center Outu Eda, and for related matters be considered in the Committee of the Whole.
Honorable Munir, please second. Order 12, item 12, please second item 12.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my names are Honorable Ahmed Munir. I represent the good people of Lere Federal Constituency, Kaduna State, and I hereby rise to second the motion by our honorable colleague. Mr. Speaker, I so second. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Munir. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, say nay. Ayes have it. We now go to item 14, which is the consideration of a bill for an act to establish a Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery, Ado Ekiti State, and for related matters. All members will recall that the bill was committed to the Committee of the Whole on Wednesday, 25th January. Leader will move for its consideration.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, My name is Mohamed Tahir Monguno. I represent Marte Monguno Ngaze Federal Constituency of Borno State. I hereby move that a bill for an act to establish Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery, Ado Ekiti State, and for related matters for consideration.
Honorable Maki, please second.
This is a free sitting. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My honorable colleagues.
There's something wrong with that mic. Sit next to the DS. Sit there. You know it's a problem. You are trying to get the DS to move if you want to go out and come in. It's very difficult to.
I don't have body.
You are disturbing him, so you have to stay there till we finish.
No problem, sir. Noted.
So please second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My honorable colleagues, I'm Abubakar Maki Eleman. I'm from Jigawa State. I represent Malamudori Kaugama Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion heavily moved by my honorable colleague. I so second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, you have the chief whip to your left, the DS to your right. I don't know how you want to get out of there now. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, say nay. Ayes have it. So we move to the 15th order of the day. It's considering of a bill for an act to establish the National Rice Production, Processing and Research Institute in Ekiti State, and for related matters, honorable members will recall that the bill was committed to the Committee of the Whole on Wednesday, 25th January. The leader will move for its consideration.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, my name is Mohamed Tahir Monguno. I represent Marte Monguno Ngaze Federal Constituency of Borno State. I hereby move that a bill for an act to establish National Rice Production, Processing and Research Institute, EGBEMO, Ekiti State, and for related matters be considered in the Committee of the Whole.
Thank you. Honorable Halims, please second. Honorable Halims, please second. Honorable Halims, please come forward. Sit with the chief whip. No, sit with the chief whip. Yeah, there. Sit over there with the chief whip. You can pass the bag here to me. Pass the bag to me. No, bring it, Fulata, bring the bag to me. Oh yeah, second, Honorable Allen.
Colleagues, Abdullah Ibrahim Halims is my name. I'm from Kogi State. I represent the good people of Bankpa, Omala, Olamboro Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion as simply moved by my colleague. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Fumelu, Vincent, please second. Oh, it's a question, sorry. All right, those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. 16th order of the day is resumption of consideration of report on healthcare services on a bill for an act to repeal the Counterfeit and Fake Drugs and Unwholesome Processed Foods Miscellaneous Provisions Act, Cap C 34, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and make a comprehensive provision for the prohibition and control of counterfeit medical products, fake drugs, and unwholesome processed foods. And for related matters, honorable members will recall that on Thursday, 19th January 2023, the House in the Committee of the Whole considered and approved clauses 1 to 24 and deferred further consideration of the report Honorable Sununu will move for the resumption of the consideration. Ifeanyi Mama.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Honorable Barrister Ifeanyi Chudimoma is my name. I speak for the people of Ihiala Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House do resume consideration of the report of the Committee on Health Services on a bill for an act to repeal the counterfeit and fake drugs and unwholesome processed foods, miscellaneous provisions, laws of Cap C34 laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and make comprehensive provisions for the prohibition and control of counterfeit medical products, fake drugs, and unwholesome processed foods, and for related matters, HB 1366, and approve the recommendations therein. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Halims.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, my distinguished honorable colleagues. My names are Honorable Abdullah Ibrahim Halims from Kogi State. I represent the good people of Vankwa, Omala Lamboro, Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion as ably moved by Honorable Ifeanyi Mama. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, say nay. Ayes have it. 17th order of the day is consideration of the report of the Conference Committee on a Bill for an Act to repeal the National Human Rights Commission Act, Cap N46, laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, as amended, and enact the National Human Rights Commission Act 2022 in order to further strengthen and reposition the Commission for the effective and efficient performance of its statutory functions and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the report laid on Wednesday, 25th January 2023, Honorable Carlo was represented by, yes, go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I am Chinyere Igwe, PhD. Mr. Speaker, I present Port Harcourt in these hallowed chambers. Mr. Speaker, I move that the House will consider the report of the Conference Committee on a Bill for an Act to repeal the National Human Rights Commission Act, Cap N46, laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and make comprehensive provisions for the prohibition and control of counterfeit, as amended, and enact the National Human Rights Commission Act 2022 in order to further strengthen and reposition the Commission for effective and efficient performance of this statutory function and related matters. I so move.
Honorable Ari.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Respected colleagues, Ari Mohammed Abdulmun, my name. I represent Nasarawa Total Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. I'm from Nasarawa State. I rise to second the motion every moved by a colleague. I so second.
Please say aye. Those against, say nay. Ayes have it. The 18th order of the day is consideration of report on the Committee on Finance on a bill for an act to amend the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria Act, Cap 111, laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 to address emerging trends in the Nigerian economic environment and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the report laid on Tuesday, 17th January 2023. Honorable Faleke will move for its consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Said Musa Abdullahi. I represent the people of Bida Gwakokacha Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Niger State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House do consider the report of the Committee on Finance on a bill for an act to amend the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria Act, Cap 111, laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 2004, to address emerging trends in the Nigerian economic environment and for related matters, HB 1178, and approve the recommendations therein. I so submit, Mr. Speaker. I so move.
Vincent.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, respected colleagues. I remain Honorable Vincent Ekene Dilichukwu Ofumelo, member representing Oyi and Ayamen Federal Constituency. I'm from Anambra State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to second the motion for consideration of the bill. I so second, as moved by my colleague. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, honorable colleagues.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. 19th order of the day is consideration of report on the Committee on Agricultural Colleges and Institutions on a bill for an act to establish the Federal University of Agricultural Technology in Damboa, Borno State, and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the report laid on Thursday, 29th June 2023, June 2023. That must be a typo. Honorable Munir Baba Danagundu will move for its consideration. Honorable Munir is not around.
Mr. Speaker,
he wants to take this. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I am Abubakar Samfulata. I represent Borneo Krika Guri Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Jigawa State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I move that the House do consider the report on a bill, report of the Committee on Agricultural Colleges and Institutions, that the House do consider the report of the Committee on Agricultural Colleges and Institutions on a bill for an act to establish Federal University of Agricultural Technology, Damboa, Borno State, and for related matters, House Bill 1748, and approve the recommendations therein. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Babangida. Honorable Babangida, you want to second this, please?
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Babangida Ibrahim. I'm representing Malamfashi, Kafur, Federal Constituency. I'm representing Katsina State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion as moved by the Chairman, Rules and Business, representing Chairman, House Committee on Agricultural Institutions, as well.
Thank you, Honorable Babangida. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. The 20th order of the day is considering a report of the Committee on Commerce on a bill for an act to amend the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act 2011 to, among other things, streamline the membership of the governing board, to strengthen the council to discharge effective regulatory responsibilities on financial reporting and corporate governance in Nigeria, and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the report laid on Thursday, 24th of January 2023. Honorable Fakeye will move for its consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Femi Fakeye. I represent Ifedayo, Boluwaduanila, Federal Constituency of Osun State, and I rise to move that the House do consider the report of the Committee on Commerce on a bill for an act to amend the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act 2011 to, among other things, streamline the membership of the governing board, strengthen the council to discharge effective regulatory responsibilities on financial reporting and corporate governance in Nigeria, and for related matters. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Ibrahim Duse, please second.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker. My name is Ibrahim Abdullahi Duse, and I represent Duse and Kia of Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by my colleague. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, sir.
Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, say nay. Ayes have it. The House Leader can please move that the House resolve to a committee of the whole to consider the bills and the reports.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, my name is Mohamed Tahir Munguno. I represent Marte Munguno Ngenze Federal Constituency of Borno State. I hereby move that the House do resolve into the committee of the whole to consider the various reports.
Jafar, please second. Hold on, Jafar. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, Honorable Jafar Abubakar Magaji is my name. I rise to second the motion ably moved by the Chief Whip of the House. I so second.
Thank you very much. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. House hereby resolves the committee of the whole.
Respected colleagues, the first bill to be considered is for an act to amend the Federal Medical Center Act and establish the Federal Medical Center O2, EDDA, and for related matters. I now invite the leader to give the synopsis.
Honorable Chairman, honorable members, this is a straightforward bill. It seeks the establishment of a medical center in order to cater for the health of our constituents. So I invite my colleagues to approve all the clauses in the report. Thank you.
Clause 1. The Federal Medical Center, Saminaka, Kaduna State, and for related matters. I now invite the leader to give the synopsis too of the bill.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chairman, honorable members, mutatis mutandis, what applies to the earlier bill equally applies to this bill.
Thank you. Clause 1.
Yes. This is against our rules. You said mutatis mutandis. I don't understand that language. That's not English. So maybe you can explain what mutatis mutandis is.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the explanation that is sought for by Honorable Femi Biamila. Is mutatis mutandis simply means my argument earlier on equally applies to the argument that I'm going to make in the bill instanta. In the bill instanta.
In that case, the chief whip should simply have said the same argument I advanced in the first report is applicable to the same argument.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, I don't
most
know
of
what,
the
I don't know what mutatis
most of the location of the institutions are different, even though from the same state. Thank you. Clause 1. Clause 1. Clause 2. Clause 3. Explanatory memoranda, long title. Respected colleagues, the third bill to be considered is for an act to establish Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery, Ado Ekiti, Ekiti State, and for related matters. And I invite the leader to give the synopsis.
Honorable Chairman, honorable members, this bill seeks to establish a College of Nursing and Midwifery to bridge the gap in the middle cadre manpower in our health institution in order to provide adequate health care at the grassroots level. So I invite my colleagues to approve the report, the various clauses in the report. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Clause 1, 2 to 5, 6 to 9, 10 to 16, 17 to 25, 26 to 33. 34, 35, 36, plus 37, plus 38, plus 39, explanatory memoranda, long title. Colleagues, the fourth bill to be considered for an act to establish national rights for Production, Processing, and Research Institute, Egbemo, Ekiti State, and for related matters. And I invite the leader to give the synopsis of the bill.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chairman, honorable members, this bill is res ipsa liquidum. It speaks for itself. It seeks to establish a research institute that is going to deal with processing and production of rice. As we know, rice is a staple food in Nigeria. So we need to do everything possible that will encourage massive production of rice in Nigeria. That is what this is. Thank you.
plus 1, plus 1, plus 2, 3, 4, 5 to 8, 9, 10, 17, plus 18, 19, 20, 21, let's go to the veranda, 130. First bill to consider is that the Committee on Healthcare Services on a bill for an act to pay the counterfeit and fake drugs and also processed foods Consumer Provision Act Cap C34 laws of Federation of 2004 and made a comprehensive provision for the provision and control of a counterfeit medical product, fake drugs and unwholesome processed foods